Hello and welcome to the Beat Bun episode 12, baby. Yeah, I'm your host Baron Marf and I'm joined as always by the one and the only AngryLink. How you doing, buddy?
Chipping away.
Chipping away.
I wouldn't say chipper because you know me well enough to know that
Chipper Link.
If I was to say I was chipper, I think there would be some exchanged glances and some worried glances.
If somebody said to me that you were Chipper Link, I would say he's a serial killer.
Like, no, we're not talking about the same person.
He puts people through chippers. That's the only connection I could possibly give him.
Yeah.
Anyway, there it is. So nice positive note to start the B button on, and as always,
moving away from criminality.
Yes, and moving on to video games, because that's what this is all about. It's about talking about our gaming week, what we've been up to, what we've been doing. We set a few stakes in the ground. We say, look, do you know what? I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to get this done. And quite often we don't. But you know, sometimes we do, and we've had a few victories of late, a few sort of positive ones.
I seem to sort of catch up on mine a week later.
Usually, yeah.
I remember there was that Sword Art Online one where it was like, I'm going to put 35 hours into it, or 30 hours, and it was like 5 hours a night through E3. And you're just like, no.
It doesn't work like that.
But then the week after I put like 38 in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But last week you put a stake in the ground of basically saying that you were going to just go through, it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. You were going to play Sword Art Online and you were just going to go for trophy hunting, or it's really grinding the chats and getting affiliations with...
Yes, the affinity trophies.
Yeah.
Obviously, the main characters have all got a trophy attached when you get their relationship and affinity level all the way up.
They love you.
Oh, it's tedious.
They love you so much, though.
So yeah, obviously I'd set the target for 1 or 2 because I'd learnt my lesson.
Yeah. So I mean, there's 12 characters.
Yeah, 12.
Last week you'd done 2.
Yes. So I've got 1 more struck off. Basically,
wait, you've done 1?
Yeah. I managed to bear the tedium long enough to snag 1 trophy. But I couldn't hack the mind-numbing irritation that I'd set myself, so... I keep chipping away.
Look, Chipper Link. I'm sorry. That seems like a pretty poor showing. That's like, you know.
Oh yeah, but believe me, when the growth on how much more effort you have to put in after it goes up level by level, it's like it doesn't make sense. It goes from
is it like exponential or something?
No, it's worse than that. It's not like it grows in a mathematical and a factor. It just goes, how about this much this time?
1.
It starts off at you'll be like
134,
100 for the
12,800.
Yeah, it goes from like 100 to 300 to 900, and then it's just like 4,000. I was like, what?
4,000.
So I've got to collect more than all of the other levels combined to just finish it up. So I've got loads of them up to like level 5, and then it's just getting that 4,000 odd fucking points.
You got to talk the shit out of them, Link. That's what you got to do. You got to get in there and be like, "Hey, you, let's chat some face now."
I found there is a little place where you can basically keep spamming these encounters. Obviously, you only get like 4 goes, and then you've got to fuck off and go and find someone else.
Yeah.
So, I managed to do that for about 2 hours, 3 hours, I think it was. But I was playing like Rogue Life on my phone at the time, so it's just like spamming the one button.
Dual yield.
And it was pretty much just keep tapping away on the circle button, and
the old circle button.
Yeah, I think I may have carpal tunnel now.
Good.
I think so.
Good effort. So, anything else?
Yeah. Well, I have actually been playing. Obviously, the mind-numbing boredom and the
Pro Evo.
Yeah. Oh no! But obviously, I wanted to get away from the boredom, so I jumped on some Pro Evo.
Right.
Well, no, because I'd finished up the season, and I was just getting ready to leave for Russia 2018. So World Cup year, got my starting spot, really out there for England. Got through to the second round, so just seeing where that goes. Might be winning myself a trophy.
I thought you were leading up to like massive injury and this season. Or
I'm double R's. I'm like unstoppable. Well, not unstoppable. I get tackled loads, but it's all good. But again, it's become a legend, so
Or become a tank by the sound of it.
No, I'm a cheeky little chap. You know, I dart around. I'm like a terrier.
You think of yourself more of a messy sort of character. That's about the only football I know, sort of the reference.
But yeah, like you say, I'm not some big hulking monster. Like you say, like I said, a little whippet. I can whip about and get in and out. Get down those flanks. Get to those touch lines.
Away to me.
Whip one in. Yeah.
Come by.
Go side. So yeah, just been cracking on that, getting a few more games done. But yeah, Rogue Life, still pressing on with that. I've got the last character, other than the one that you've got to pay £8 for, which they can suck my balls.
Yeah. So hold on, now big news on Rogue Life, isn't there? They've updated the front image, or they have on iOS.
Yeah, they have.
So it's like, ooh.
Yeah, so you've got a new icon.
Flashy icon. What's going on?
It's strange it didn't actually change when they did the raid update though. Because obviously you got your clans and you can do the raid bosses, blah blah blah, and it's just a boss that you'll never beat.
What? As in, like, never?
Yeah, it's just you see how many points you can get, kind of thing.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's still good laugh. It's good fun. There's plenty to do on it. But again, I've obviously got my last character, so I've now got to get him up to the same level as everybody else is, which is getting really expensive. So it's just grinding and farming more fucking materials.
Farm that shit. Farm it.
I want to get everyone up to level 70, which I'm 2 characters away from. So I've got 2 characters to get up. And then I'm just going to work on 3 characters, and they're going to be my OP as fuck characters. And then the rest of them, they're all pretty hard, so they do alright where they need to do. But yeah, it's just so fucking it's just so much hassle. It takes so long to get shit.
Grind-a-thon.
I was really pissed off. I just got enough potions to upgrade them to the next, so you can put them up to level 80, because I've got obviously all of my characters at 70, or very nearly. And then I'd managed to unlock the last character. And of course, the upgrade potion for him is the one that I've just got up to 64. So it's like, I've got to use them all now.
Do I chip him up to the rest of them, or do I finish off the characters I've got and then have one character just massively behind?
Yeah, I went for the first option. So yeah, all of that 64 just went up just to get him on par, just to get status quo. But I've got, like I say, 2 characters off, and it's just again chipping through.
So that's why King of the Fighters keeps fucking me in the ass as well.
Because there's little extra bits to do.
Have you seen how many characters there is in King of the Fighters? So it's like, hey, you seem to be doing pretty well. Great news, here's a new character. You're like, oh, amazing, that's a great character. Wait a minute, I'm going to level this motherfucker up. Where's all this resource coming from? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's it.
There's the paywall.
I mean, I don't mind. I think the upgrading system's in this pretty good, because you've got various different materials for various different things, but it seems to be a pretty simple, here's what you do to upgrade your weapons, here's what you do to upgrade your character, and here's what you do to upgrade your armour and your accessories.
So excuse me talking over Rogue Life a little bit, but this is why King of the Fighters is a bitch, right? Because at some point, one of your characters will go, as in the one you've got at the highest level, you'll go, oh, just level him up again. You go, no, sorry, your group, your team are not a high enough level.
Oh no, so you've got the where you can only have X amount. It's worth
you've got
a certain weight as such.
Well, you've got to be within a window.
Yeah.
All of your characters need to be within a certain distance,
bracket,
of each other from an experience point of view. So I was like, okay, that's pretty nasty, you bastards, but fine, whatever. So 6 characters that you play as. So I was like, right, so I got them all up to equally near level 40. I was like, that's got to be alright. So no. I was like, why not? Because all the characters that it gives you, so any character that it gives you has to be within that bracket. So you have to keep them all near level 40, all near level 50. Ugh.
So you went on a mass cull. There's been some genocidal rampage.
I've not got rid of any of them, but I've been grinding the shit out of that game. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about you. Back on it, Link. Back on the rogue.
Yeah. So obviously, just grinding out more of the same really for that. So
do you see a light at the end of the tunnel for this game?
Oh god, no, it's never ending. The light at the end of the tunnel is when either the phone dies or the company that's made it does.
I mean, for you. Because, for example, I was playing Empires and Puzzles, and I went from doing the gem puzzle-based bit to more of a building
resources and getting your city up. And
And then after that, now I've got to a bit where it's like it's all just ticking over. Everything takes like 2 days to level up and shit, so you just kind of forget about it. And my interest has waned, and I see this as being like in about another 2 weeks' time that'll be deleted.
Yeah.
So what about this for you?
Well, there's nothing. There's no real grindy moments from that. Obviously, you can send stuff out onto expeditions for certain materials, but it's like 10 hours. So you do that last thing at the night. Get it in. If you're really, really hot on it, it'll be done by the morning. You can start it again in the morning. And it'll be done by night. But there's nothing really that impedes or stops you playing, or there's like no real barrier. There's no. I'm doing the little fucking 80p a week thingies, DLC purchases.
Yeah,
but it just gives me a load of shit that's quite worth spending that money on. I mean, I should have probably just bought the fucking character. I spent enough, but no, it's not too. It's at a really nice level. It's not too. You've got to buy. Oh, you're completely outmatched.
Yeah.
I still compete, and I'm still competitive with others. And yeah, it just seems to be ticking over quite nicely.
Sweet little game.
Yeah. I mean, normally I'm after about 4 weeks. It either stays on my phone and gets never played again, or it gets deleted. It's very rarely that I keep games on my phone or keep playing games beyond. Well, I think it's the 9th week that I've been playing it. 10th week, so it's been a good few months, or a good couple of months, and that's unheard of. But not an awful lot else other than that. Just a little bit of a couple of levels on Humans Fall Flat. I fucking love that game. It's so good.
Very good game.
I've discovered you can actually dress them up and make custom ones. It's not just that standard dull white guy.
Really?
Yeah. That's like amazing. Yeah, I can make him look like Heisenberg.
So it's funny because I watched you playing a bit of this. You were sort of playing around with streaming.
Yeah, I was just having a little look at Mixer. And seeing what that's all about.
And so I was watching your stream occasionally, and I was watching you solve one of the puzzles that I had done, and it was weird because like Cryoman had the same approach, took a similar approach to you, whereas like, right, should we take the planks off and maybe...
I started doing that, it's going to take too long.
And then
jump through it with a duvet.
Well, yeah, for me, I was literally like, I pulled a plank off, but I didn't think I was pulling the planks off to get through the door.
Yeah.
I was getting a weapon to smash the window, and like, yeah, it just makes me laugh how people take different approaches.
It's a brilliant little game. I mean, it's a frustrating game to control. Don't get me wrong, but
it's
I think
weird.
that's its charm.
Part of the charm, isn't it? Yeah. It's strange because it just to get up on a ledge, that act of like, like busting both your arms on top of a ledge and then kind of wedging yourself up into some sort of like pert bum position, and then like releasing your grip at the right time to like lean forward, and it's
very much a game that I think like if you had move controllers, just purely because you've then got the individual sort of hand motion thing, that it suit a bit better. But it has a fantastic little game, some really creative little puzzles.
Basically, I went at Cryoman with a metal pole, and it was like dun, dun, dun. It was like a moment out of Star Trek, where like
the original series,
and dun, 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 all of that. It was amazing. But yeah, very cool little game. Very
Definitely worth
cool
picking
little
up
game.
if you see it.
Cool.
But other than that, really, I've just mostly this week been binging on anime and the light novels when obviously I get to the end of the anime and I find out there's a light novel, so I can carry on reading what happens.
Nice.
And that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Cool.
So a bit of gaming, but it's one of those. It's just a bit warm and sweaty.
What was the anime?
Oh God, you're trying to tell.
Oh, like it was a Tenchiko Marasasu 5.
No, it was Mayu. Maui something else. Basically, hero, demon king. Demon king turns out to a bird, and she actually turns around and says to the demon, to the hero, that like, yeah, no, we've got to keep this war going because economically the world will fucking crumble if we don't. And it's a weird one. It's very much sort of looking at the actual backbone of what makes a war. It's like the food production and how cutting off that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was not a bad one.
Cool.
Well, enough to make me go, I want to find out what happens, because I found out there's another 4 bloody volumes. So
that'll take you a couple of days.
Yeah, the night novels are easy to read through. I do chew through them quite quick. Well, I think that's enough of my week. Obviously, your stake was
Succulent.
I was going to say somewhat of a peak. I'm trying to think of the right word. A challenge, something.
Well,
an achievement to overcome.
yeah, I mean, I basically said I'm going to set myself the challenge of getting to level 70 in Diablo. I was around, I don't know what, 45?
It's 45.
Something like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to set myself that challenge. But the difficulty gets steeper, and therefore it takes longer to do it, and actually you don't realise how much of a challenge it is and all that stuff.
How many days?
I think the following evening I put it on and got to level 68, and I was like,
I swear this was harder before.
I don't think it ramps up quite how I remember it, so I didn't really set myself too much of a challenge. But guess what? Smashed it, nailed it, all over it. Actually managed to get to a Paragon level. So Paragon is basically your end game,
Yeah,
if that's correct.
Yeah, you finish your leveling up and it's all about the loot.
Well, actually, it's still leveling up. Paragon points are so you get a resource to throw at either 1% of critical hit damage or speed, or
you're stack buffing now as opposed to leveling up.
You got it.
Yeah,
and so I got to about level 15 on Paragon as well, just like 15 points. I was like, cool. Meanwhile, elsewhere, back at the Cryo Cave, Cryo Man's been mashing Diablo and has managed to get himself all the way through the end game completely. So i.e. through the last chapter, which I'm still yet to play, which funny enough when I played it last time is where I got to here and just went, whew, that's enough Diablo for the moment. Finished that later and then never did.
And I'll start a new character.
Exactly.
I never played as that one.
Got to the same place and I've gone, that's enough Diablo for the moment. Finish that later. So I'm waiting to see what happens. Hopefully I will return to it, but yeah.
Hopefully they don't release another character and you finish it off before they do.
Hey, freezing boom. Also, out of nowhere, I've been playing a bit of Middle-earth Shadow Mordor. Yeah.
Impending release, so we've seen some more details and lots of drops.
Pre-order is sat there, ready to go. Feverishly awaiting it. I'm all up for hacking up orcs. In the meantime, I could play a little bit more, and then I realised in the sale at the moment it's £4.80. £4.80 for the Game of the Year edition of Shadow Mordor. Go get it. Go get it right now. It's not even a conversational piece. It's great value. So I wanted a digital copy, got one, and also because it's Game of the Year edition, all fresh achievements. Yeah. So I'm all about the GG hunt on that at the moment. Revisited a bit of Tekken 7. Didn't think I'd go back to it, but I did. So there's an offline mode which is about treasure hunting, so getting like new looks for your character.
Yeah.
So I just chucked in generic button bashing characters like martial law. There we go.
Yeah.
Press kick button and double kick go, and mash through a few levels, and you've got this sort of like wager it or step out option at the end of each round.
Double or nothing.
Exactly that. Yeah. And it's not so much double or nothing. It's you've got what you've got. Play for another chance to get something else, and you will get something, but you don't know what. And it's like, right, do you bank all of that, or do you add something?
Do you risk it?
And obviously, cash and the items get better. But yeah, martial law, it's just like, if I press the kick button loads, they die.
Yeah.
Kick,
it's like
win.
Horang and Eddie as well, wasn't
all
it?
of that, yeah.
It's like spinny spin, 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 spin.
It's
like,
he
stopped. Spinny spin, 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 spin.
Yeah.
I used to love spamming my mate with that one. It was just the same two moves, and then when you get annoyed with it, you do like the double click, like where he does this sort of double fucking spinny drop kick thing.
Yeah, over his shoulder, and both hills.
And every time. It's brilliant. And Huang's another one. You just gonna literally just keep tapping two buttons.
That's the best thing. On two buttons, you got the jab with one, the jab with the other. Very rarely do you go XX circle or anything, but most of the time you will go X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle, X circle, and you will mash something out.
Yeah.
occasionally
awesome
push in
fun.
different directions. Maybe push diagonally down. How
Yeah, that's it.
continental.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? It's just like, he's blocking those, right? Down.
Yeah.
And just throw it down in there and just carry back on and back to the face.
Back to the face, yeah. So really was just doing that.
Yeah.
And collecting stuff.
It's a bit of cheesing and spamming.
Yeah, I don't know what. There's a bit of a fight thing going on as well. I got onto a bit of Fatal Fury Special, which is one of these old Neo Geo sort of re-releases.
Yeah, they've just released it, haven't they, on the Xbox and PlayStation.
So they released the first Fatal Fury. I was like, I remember that, and then I downloaded it, and I was like, oh, this is wank. And I think there's about 2 characters or 1 character I can play as.
Yeah.
Then I saw the second one. I was like, I've just got burnt on the first one. Now it's like, look at all the characters, and here's the boss. It's like, right, okay, I can play as Geese Howard and all that. I'm doing it, and got my ass fucking kicked by some old dude, which in the previous games would like hulk up into some massive beast, but this one, no, he just kicks the living
random
piss
old
out of me.
dude.
Yeah. Well, I showed you a video earlier on. He was like 7 points to the Northern Star, like ding 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 ding,
Yeah.
sort of all over me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was getting my ass whooped on that, but great game. And do you know, I love that whole sort of like 2D but sort of jump between back and front of level thing.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting dynamic.
Well, obviously that was at the time when Street Fighter was getting mad, wasn't it? Everyone was mad for Street Fighter, so everyone was like, we've got to try something different, because I know it was SNK that did that one where there was no barriers on the levels. It was every year they were kind of just trying something different and trying something new.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stopped and they were like, should we just make a good like Street Fighter clone? And they're like, yeah, let's do that, because it would look amazing. And then you had stuff, I can't remember, I think it was the last fight. It's one with a Shaolin monk in it. It's got like some of the best animation I've ever seen in a fighting game. It's unbelievable. But again, the Neo Geo, the beauty of it is arcade port.
Yeah.
No, you've just got the same thing that's in the arcade.
Yeah.
That's why you paid $1,000 for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you pay so much money, because it's an arcade board.
Yeah. It's a brilliant machine though.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and that's why you saw all these great games on there. Some of them got ported, so I was playing like dirty, backhanded, ported versions of games on the Mega Drive, you know. And do you know what? There was something. I mean, I used to quite often end up going up against the boss at the end of Fatal Fury, and Geese Howard, who would do this thing where you could do an attack and you just throw a block in there, which would then snap, block it, and put your ass face down on the floor, like whenever you felt like it. And for ages I was like, if I read that fucking move, I'll kick your fucking ass, sort of thing going on. And then to be able to play as him, find him, like, I'm gonna kick their ass. Got my ass kicked. But yeah, cool game. Of course, there's got to be a weekly sprinkling of GTA 5.
Yeah.
So did dive in very, very quickly. Really just jumped in to fire a bike off into the distance and bounce my face off a bit of concrete.
That was a truly, truly epic video.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those perfect moments that it was completely unscripted and unplanned. It's almost like the GTA equivalent of the Indiana Jones shooting the swordsman.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it works. Yeah.
So a bike, a bit of ramp, a bit of cliff, a bit of dirt, which is, well, basically it was a hilltop, if you will. I don't know what it was, but it looked jumpable, it looked doable. So I had the oppressor, which is the bike which can glide and has a booster on it, and I thought, if I go at this at a fair whack, and I was doing full tilt anyway, I thought if I go at a fair whack, lean back, hit this just right, whack the boost at just the right moment, pull the wings out, I'll go off like a rocket. I'll
should be able to clear the whole island.
Most of the city, yeah, exactly. So I was teed up, it was all looking good. Whammy, hit this rock. I left the bike carried on going, full velocity, I think pretty much at the angle.
The angle that it got would have been perfect.
Spot on, really, really impressive line on it. Sadly, as I wasn't attached to it and was at that point rolling down the hill on my face, the point where my character managed to pick himself up and kind of look at the camera in kind of a fuck that hurt kind of way, you saw my bike just...
Well, the smallest little, what looks like an ant or something, or a fly going across the screen, but you're like, no, wait, that's the bike.
That's the bike. You're just in the perfect trajectory, arch trajectory, wallop straight down,
and you just see him just go over the shoulder of the character.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that bike.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. That was pretty much all I did on GTA.
The highlight of GTA.
Definitely was a highlight for me. I also did a very, very, very small bit of Lego Star Wars, specifically The Force Awakens. So you said something to me, and it's just been resonating in my head, which is, do you know what? Fuck the whole thing off. Just get through the levels as quickly as you possibly can in the first playthrough.
Yep.
And then when you've got the characters, come back and replay it. Because I've always tried to collect absolutely everything.
I used to be
and
that
then
way.
do it again. And it's such a grind fest. It's like I can't be bothered.
Yep.
But I can see why it might be more interesting once you've got the characters and you can do everything.
Well, you can go, I can go in there and what's hidden behind there, and
so I've got, and I'll be honest with you, I've done that first level like 3 times now and just kind of gone, I'm just going to go, I don't know, get something to eat and not return back to it and just like, fuck it, I can't be bothered. So I really hunkered down to play that game and I'm enjoying it. It's actually not too bad, but hunker down.
Yeah.
Hunker down.
You do have to approach it with somewhat military-esque. I have to do this. This has got to be done. I've got to get this done.
One question: do you still get the 1,000 coins that you need to fill up? Do you always fill up the bar?
No, God no.
Not even that.
No. Again, you wait until you get your. I don't know if it's in this one, but I know obviously Marvel Superheroes is the last one that I played through. Sort of that much.
We're Lego fans.
You get like all of the red bricks, and once you
gold bricks,
no, not gold bricks, the red bricks.
Damn.
Because once you get the red bricks, you can then go give them to Deadpool, and you can buy multipliers. So you get like a *2, a *4, *6, and then a *10 for your studs. So for every, again, your *10, you're just like, I'm getting hero status, and you end up with like fucking 2 million. So I never bother collecting shit. Just collect what I need to, the bare necessities.
I've been playing these games completely wrong.
Don't worry, for years I was as well.
Right, I am absolutely rinsing this game. Stake in the ground. So, Link, your stake in the ground, what are you going to hit for next week?
I'm going to be a complete masochist and stick with the tedium. I'm determined to get at least...
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Again, I'm clearly turning into a masochist. But I have to finish that game. Think kind of set myself that I've got to fucking platinum that game because it'd be an easy platinum. It really fucking will. I think I've got one on there on my PlayStation. I've got one platinum. I want a second because they say unless you're a 2 times winner, you can't really say you were great.
Damn.
But sticking with Sword Art Online, some more Infinity trophies. I'm going to at least try and get halfway through them.
Right. So how many is that? Let's quantify this.
3. 3. I need to get.
Right. So you did 1 last time. You're doing 3 this time.
Yeah.
Right on.
But to be fair, I played it for about 3 hours last week because it's just like I couldn't face the tedious monotony of it.
I love this game. I love my hobby.
It's one of those, isn't it? It's just like, why did I set myself that? I suppose I'll chip out the bare minimum. Yeah, we've done the bare minimum. Football.
Yay!
Play some girls.
Yay! Or the same thing that I usually play. Yay!
Yeah, but
might have a bit of GTA as well. Yay.
It's not tedious. Yeah. Or it's not as tedious.
Yeah. I don't relate it to tedium. Yay! I don't recognise it as tedium. That's why it's okay. That's great. I love that. So true.
What about yourself? What are you actually sticking with? You go for the Star Wars?
So the thing is so I said to myself, right, I'm going to go kick the living piss out of criminals in Gotham. I'm going to go smash, actually Arkham City specifically. So I was going to go back to Batman, the re-releases that they've done on the Xbox, and I was going to say at least 200 Gs out of that. But now I've been talking about Star Wars The Force Awakens, I'm tempted to actually commit to seeing that through. So I'm going to go for an equation, which is if not, then...
Yeah.
So if not Batman, then...
Star Wars.
Force Awakens, Lego Star Wars.
So again, we go for the 200 GG mark?
Well,
I think we need a quantifiable... I think 200 GG...
Right, so 200
Have you played the Star Wars game all the way through yet?
Yes, no, I haven't.
So
I've,
yeah, 200 GG's easy.
No, I've hardly made a dent, and I've literally done the first level.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to say either complete the Lego Star Wars game,
Yep.
or 200 GG's on Batman Arkham City. Right. Whammy, there it is. Boom, mic drop, smash. I'm out. That's it. And actually, I'm so out. I'm going to hit the credits. Whammy, there it is. Woo! The B button for another week wrapped for your audio pleasure. So, as always, folks, if you like what you heard, you know what to do. Show some love, hit the like buttons below, do what you do. Until next week, though, as always, I'll say from AngryLink, it's
adios.
And from me, well, I guess I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.